Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Fitri Rahman. Me and my friend going to present about fundamental of principle ergonomic. Ergonomic is focused in making the work your easiest and comfortable. This thereby reduces any kind of stress, risk, and enhances the certification and productive. Principle number 1 is maintain neutral posture. Neutral posture are posture where the body is elegant and balanced while the either sitting or standing, placing minimal stress on the body and keeping joint elegant neutral posture. Minimize the stress applied to the muscle, tendons, nerves, and bones, and allow for the maximum control and force productions. The opposite of a natural posture is an awkward posture. Awkward posture moves away from the natural posture towards the extremes in a range of motion. This puts more stress to workers. Musculoskeletal system is a correcting risk factor of musculoskeletal disorder and should be avoided. Following are examples of natural versus awkward posture. For the waist and boy shoulder back, when you put your ego eyes, you will immediately behind to notice when the workers are in awkward posture and when they are maintaining a neutral posture. Okay, next is principle number 2. Work in the power is comfort zone. This principle is very familiar to maintaining a neutral posture, but it works expounding upon them. The power zone of lifting is close to the body between mid-chest and mid-chest head. This zone is there the arms and back can lift the most with the less amount of effort. This also can be called the handshake zone or comfort zone. The principle there is that you can shake your hand with your works. You are minimizing excessive research and maintaining a neutral posture. Work from the power zone, comfort handshake zone. Ensure that you are working from the proper head and researching which reduces MSD risk factors and allow from the efficient and pain-free work. Now, when you notice workers are working with the attendant, researching and that improper head, you will know they are outside their comfort zone and risk factor and present.
Hello, I'm Tishan. I'm going to explain about Principle 3, Allow for Movement and Stretching. The musculoskeletal system is often referred to as the human body's movement system, and it is designed to move. Working for a long period of time in a static position will cause your body to fatigue. This is known as static load. For example, raise your hands over your head for the next 30 minutes. Remain standing in the same position for the next 8 hours. Write with a pencil for 60 minutes straight. If you do those things, you will experience static load. The first few seconds or minutes don't seem too bad, but the cumulative effect of holding this seemingly stress-free positions over time will cause fatigue and discomfort. Now, what is the first thing you will naturally do when you are finished with this task? You will stretch. You will stretch out your shoulders and back. You will stretch out your legs and maybe do some squats. You will stretch out your fingers and wrist. Stretching reduces fatigue, improves muscular balance and posture, and improves muscle coordination. Everyone is an athlete in life, so you need to prepare your body for work by warming up to improve performance and lower injury risk. A warm-up stretching regimen is a great way to prepare your body for work. It is also beneficial to take periodic stretch breaks over the course of your work day to get your blood moving and restore your energy. Next, Principle 4. Reduce excessive force. Excessive force is one of the primary ergonomic risk factors. Many work tasks require high force loads on the human body. Muscle effort increases in response to high force requirement, which increases fatigue and risk of an MSD. There are numerous conditions that affect force, but the idea is to recognize when a job or task requires excessive force and then find way to reduce that force. Eliminating excessive force requirements will reduce worker fatigue and the risk of MSD formation in most workers. Using mechanical assist, counterbalance, system adjustable height lift table and workstation, powered equipment and ergonomic tool will reduce work effort and muscle exertion.
Hi, my name is Hazani binti Hassan. Now I'm going to continue with principle 5. That is reduce excessive motion. Repetitive motion is another one of the primary ergonomic risk factors. Many work tasks and cycles are repetitive in nature and are frequently controlled by hourly or daily production target and work processes. High task repetition, when combined with other risk factors such as height, force and or work posture, can contribute to the formation of MSD. A job is considered highly repetitive if the cycle time is 30 seconds or less. Excessive or unnecessary motion should be reduced if at all possible. In situations where this is not possible, it is important to eliminate excessive force requirement and a work posture. Other control methods to consider are job alignment, job rotation, and counteractive script breaks. Next is principle 6. Minimize contact stress. According to OSHA, contact stress results from continuous contacts or rubbing between hard or sharp objects, surface, and sensitive body tissue, such as soft tissue of the finger, palms, thigh, and feet. This contact creates localized pressure for a small area of the body, which can inhibit blood function or movement of tendons and muscles. Examples of contact stress include resting, rise on the shaft of a desk or workstation while performing tasks, pressing of tool handles into the palms, especially when they cannot be put down, tasks that require hand hammering, and sitting without adequate space for the knee. Next is principle 7. Reduce excessive variation. Multiple studies have shown that regular and frequent exposure to variation can lead to permanent adverse health of effect, which are most likely to occur when contact with a vibrating tool or work process is a regular and significant part of a person's job. Hand-arm variation can cause a range of conditions collectively known as hand-arm variation syndrome, as well as specific diseases such as white finger or Raynaud's syndrome, carpal tunnel syndrome, and tendinitis. Variation syndrome have adverse circulatory and nerve effect in the finger. The signs of symptoms include numbness, pain, and blanching, turning pale, and ashen.
Okay, principle 8 is provide adequate lighting. First, poor lighting is a common problem in the workplace that can affect a worker comfort level and the performance. Second, dimly lit work areas and glare can cause eye fatigue and headache and improperly lit area for worker. Third, providing worker with adjustable touch lighting is often a simple solution to the lighting problem. Lastly, the monitor is not placed in front of a window or a bright background. Okay, for the conclusion is, workplace ergonomics doesn't have to be as difficult or complicated as brain surgery. The ergonomic principles included in this article are mostly a common sense. It's a practical, day-to-day application of this principle that is challenging for many companies. By developing your ergo eyes on adhering to this fundamental ergonomic principle, you can help your company identify risk factors that often go unnoticed. Measure the risk with an objective ergonomic evaluation and implement control measures to reduce or remove ergonomic risk factor. Okay, lastly is OSH legislation. First, Section 15, Occupational Safety and Health at 1994. It shall be responsibility for an employer. Section 15.1, General duties of employer of self-employed person to their employer. Occupational Safety and Health 1994. Section 15.2, General duties of employer and self-employed person to their employer. Occupational Safety and Health 1992, Industry Code of Practice or Indoor Air Quality 2010.